I've got Trump
various
winning the
recordings.
presidency again. I think it's definitely going to happen.
You think he's going to win it? Not
I
just
think he's going to win it all. No, he's going to win it all. He's taking it home.
He's going to get Grover Cleveland off that high horse. Of
going to be the first
2 terms over 3.
I mean, one was stolen from him. He's going to count that. That'll be his thing.
He's going to count it the same way Truth Social counts followers.
Yeah.
To say he's won 3 times. He totally will.
Yeah.
But he's never won a popular vote. But
I'm not convinced he's going to run again. I mean, that might be copium, but I'm not convinced he's going to run again. I mean, like, put yourself in his shoes.
Okay.
Like, do you really think that he, like, I don't think he liked the job of the presidency. I think he liked the authority and the respect that he thought it commanded him. And if you look at what his role is right now, what is he? He's a kingmaker. There's no risk. Like, what's the risk? He endorses someone and they lose. Who gives a fuck? Well, they weren't as good. You know, he will just find a way to rationalize why they lost anyways. It has nothing to do with him. So if you're in his shoes, he just has so much, like, he will be the leader of the Republican Party until he dies, probably. And if he tries to run again, I don't know if he can stomach the idea of a loss again.
He won't have to.
Here's what I think. I think, one, people are going to be surprised how much he aged in the 4 years he was gone. Right? They're just going to, holy smokes, look at him walk now. Look at him move. Look at him talk. I think there's going to be a difference.
Oh, boy.
Maybe long COVID, but I'm really just thinking that, but when did he end his term? Was
he's
he
old and he's fat. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to 74 to 78? Is that going to be the get?
He was 76 when he ended his term.
Dude, next to Joe Biden, he looks like an Olympian.
He's spry.
It's not even true.
It's true.
I don't know.
Joe Biden's got Mr. Burn hands.
Joe Biden does look bad if you look at the curated clips of him at his worst. If you look at the curated clips of him at his best, like riding a mountain bike around campus.
When's the last time he rode a bike? Hang on.
It was real recent, Hutch.
I mean,
he was riding a bike like weeks ago.
How many wheels did it have?
I don't want to talk about how many wheels. It's funny though. But anyway, when Trump comes back at 80, I'll make that up. So pretend it's about right. He is not going to look like we remember.
What's the point of this picture you pulled up? There's no way this is a recent photo of either of them.
I don't know. I
we
bet
know
that's
what they look
debate
like.
night.
Yeah, we know. Wait, who's that guy on the left?
But I think Trump's going to look worse than people remember him. Hutch brought up a neat point about him being the kingmaker and really only having positives now. I was looking at it as, does he really want to spend the money he's gathered? I think he's looked at all that campaign cash he's collected.
Oh, man. He has so much cash now. It's
he
like
views
$250 million war chest.
I think he likes to think it's just his. Now, technically, you're not allowed to spend that on anything you want. But in practical terms, I think Trump is gonna.
Y'all are wrong. So Donald Trump loves going on tour. He's like a Beatle. I bet he has said that privately.
I bet he said it publicly.
I'm like a Beatle.
Yeah. He's like, it's like the Beatles have come back. I fly from town to town and they line up and scream my name.
But just imagine though, like a campaign trail for the midterms, he can do that. He can travel to all and support candidates in all 50 states in local races and state.
It's not as big though.
He can attract a crowd wherever he wants. Like that's his.
They're smaller. They're smaller, and he's not in the fight. It's somebody else's fight. He likes that, I think. And moreover, and this is something. And think about this one, because he might need that ability to pardon one more time. He might need to get in there and be able to sling a few pardons left and right.
Statute of limitations are. I mean, clock is running. He's
you know, there may be people who are like, Donald, I might have to talk. And he's like, I'm going to be president again. Don't say a fucking word. Give me my time. Like that could be on the table somewhere, like in a back room, right? Like I think
he's being investigated for anything criminal anymore because there is a new New York Attorney General that came.
I've got a bet for that too.
I don't know. I don't think he's. I think he's been in Georgia. They're investigating him for like that call to Brian Kemp when he was like, I need 11,487 votes.
You need to find 11,000. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even entertain the idea of him being incarcerated at any point.
It's not happening.
That's not going to happen.
It's a tease.
Yep. I got $100 that bet already out there with a little mitt says no charges will ever go through on Trump. It maybe a slap on the wrist, like they fine him, but then he won't really pay the fine. They was like, Donald Trump still hasn't paid his $100,000 fine. You ever hear that on the news and you're like, so when I get fines, they come and get me if I don't pay them.
No, they play by a different set of rules.
Zach posted it. He currently is getting
yeah.
$10,000 per day of fines. I think he's supposed to show up with documents that he's just.
No, he's supposed to give a deposition. He's supposed to give testimony, I think. Yeah.
Roger that. Yeah. So Zach says it's tax forms, a deposition. Okay. In any case, he's supposed to comply. He's supposed to help the court by giving information about himself in one way or another. And now it's $10,000 a day fines. And he's just like, I reject your offer. Like, you could do that. You can't do that. I just am baffled by what he gets away with, and he seems to prefer to pay attorneys than anything else.
Americans love a winner, and you're getting one. And Donald Trump, 2024. You got stamped it right here. What year is this?
You're just skipping over. You're skipping over 2022. Are you guys ready for the shit show that's going to be like this time next year? Fauci will be testifying in front of the 11th GOP-led subcommittee in both the House and the Senate. We will be in the middle of Joe Biden impeachment hearings.
We're going to get to the bottom of all that shit. We're draining the swamp again. All right, because we're going to find out while Joe Biden hasn't been protecting the southern border of this country, not keeping his oath. We're going to get to the bottom of that, and then we're going to find out who Fauci really works for. All right?
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Shit is about to get fucking crazy.
If it were fact-based, if it were reality, I'd be for it. But they're going to be like, why is Fauci funding the Wuhan labs to make COVID happen? To secretly take out America?
Labs,
why does Fauci
Why did you
America?
ask that factual question?
Why did you choose such a question that we all actually want to know the answer to?
You're skipping over 2 years of spicy political content.
Wait, why would Biden get impeached?
I just said
it doesn't matter.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. They can just do it for any reason.
Do you know that?
It's like a fuck you.
No, it's what I just said. He's not defending the southern border. That's the basis that they're going to use.
I think it'll be Afghanistan. I think they'll say you fucked up Afghanistan. They've
already said something.
Okay, I'm going to make it right. We'll restart the war again. Yeah. Another 22 years and we can win.
Brought to you by Raytheon.
How many people are still talking about Afghanistan? All these people, and it's not just people on the right. It's like everybody that was up in arms about the Afghanistan withdrawal. Like nobody's talking about it anymore. So
that was my favorite thing that he did.
Well, Ukraine came out, and I've been watching that.
Yeah, the new season of Ukraine versus Russia came out, and everybody's been following that.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting to see how this murder hornet thing ends.
That's the true threat.
You're really tapping into the well on that one.
How embarrassing would that be? Is if we everybody gets on board with whatever the big climate change, and it's like we were wrong. The icebergs were fine. It was the murder hornets the whole time. They enjoy the slightly cooler. Yeah, Kyle and I have talked about this. Murder hornets were a huge problem in the late 90s, early 2000s. I remember watching CNN. Killer bees. Yeah, killer bees, they said. And I was so fucking scared of killer bees when I was 9, 10. Because they showed the graphics of these Africanized bees flying over the ocean to get
coming through the bathroom vents. What defense do we have for that? My bathroom has vents.
They made that movie Killer Bee Nightmare, and they were just always the news media didn't have anything to talk about. It must have been 1995 or something. So I don't think we'd bombed Kosovo yet, or maybe Clinton hadn't
Bill was getting his dick sucked in peace.
That hadn't happened. That hadn't come out yet. That was 97 maybe. It was a dead year for the news, and killer bees put a fear into me as a kid.
Oh yeah, scary. That was a cultural phenomenon at the time. Yeah,
they were.
That's the murder hornet.
Jesus Christ,
they're still scary. Look at that thing.
They're horrifying.
Look at that. I'm looking at my own hand and imagine a bug that goes across those 3 fingers.
I'd rather deal with a home invasion than one of those.
What if they used a midget's hand? Like what if that's a normal? See, that's what I do with dick pics. I hire a little person to hold my penis.
Forced perspective. Pretend you're holding your penis.
Is that what they call children now, Kyle?
Yeah. No, I bring Peter Jackson in on this. Don't pull me into that. Don't pull me into that. I expertly navigated my way around it to make my dick joke, and you just trying to steer us right into that. No, thank you.